Hey everybody, Chris Bond 21 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. On the last episode, we tackled the Hunchback of Notre Dame world as Sora, and we actually completed it. And we now find ourselves back on the world map, getting ready to tackle the Hunchback world as Riku. And I'm not calling it the actual name of the world, because I would butcher the French or whatever. I think that's French. I don't know. The first half does, but I took Italian in high school, and I barely remember that. And I am Italian, which is kind of sad in all aspects. But anyway, I didn't really do a whole lot in the last episode story-wise. We did get a brief little cutscene at the end with Sora where he encountered the mysterious gray-haired figure that we saw in Traverse Town a ways back. But then we also saw Vanitas too, and as we now know, Vanitas is a bit more connected to Sora than was initially thought to be when we played Birth by Sleep. We learned at the end that he's connected because Ventus's heart is connected to Sora, so Vanitas, being the dark part of his heart, is taking the form of Sora. So not exactly clear how he's around since we pretty much finished him off, but that is a question for another day. So for now, we're going to dive into the Hunchback world, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be a boss fight, I think. I always forget. I don't remember these because I played through them once, and then I usually never play through them again. Let's see, this, yeah, the defeat Queen Buzzerfly. Yeah, so this Buzzerfly, I get it now. Yeah, so I think what you have to do here is you have to hit the little guys next to her, and like, it's sort of like one of those, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, cause and effect hits. So like, if you hit one of these things, it should bump into her. And we're aiming for that thing on the top of her head. But right now, we're not doing so hot. I'm trying to zoom, get it. Yeah, there we go. So once we get the option to target these guys and we can hit them, they should go into her, or slightly hit her. She looks kind of like Mothra. And let's see, can I hit that one? Nope, I cannot hit that one. Why would I want to break? I really want to break. Enough of this fight, I guess. It's probably for like another fight. Yeah, so the drop mechanic here, which you only have to do once, thankfully, each time you visit a world. The first time you visit a world, that's it. So if you want to go back to the world again, you don't have to put up with this. I don't really like the drop system. This is just one giant, like, this was just one giant tease for the 3D thing back when it was on. Oh, I missed it. Back when it was on the 3DS. So that's really what this is supposed to be. That's why, like, the perspective never really moves. It looks kind of freaky when we're like dodging. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a clever idea when they came up with it. I will give them that, but not exactly a fun little mechanic. And did I miss it? Oh, yep. Right down there. Well, there's more. Oh, no, roll back. Oh, no. I needed the health. Ah, this is so slow. I just want to get to the world. Really hope that in Kingdom Hearts 3 the gummy ship is a lot cooler. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of. It's kind of funny. The game's out in just a couple of days, really, in Japan, and you know they've done a really good job this time of not like heavily ruining everything by spoiling us rotten. I mean, we kind of know all the worlds, which some people are a little bit disappointed at. I know. Yeah, here we go. Now we can actually hit him. Alright, so we can just hit this top piece, and this should be pretty good. I don't really have a whole lot of moves here, so I'm really just going to keep diving into her head. Skull Bash! Skull Bash! And I'm probably going to, yeah, I figured. You always got to do it twice. It's like gaming law. You have to hit things multiple times. But yeah, they haven't really shown off a lot of the gummy ship. I think that one trailer back at E3 showed a little bit of it. It looked kind of open-ended, like kind of free roam where you could fly wherever you wanted, but we still don't know that much. And again, they've shown us all the worlds. Really, we kind of already know what all the worlds are going to be, which is cool. But I know a lot of people that are just, there we go. That was a lot easier this time. Don't exit. That was a waste. We got to try to beat these levels. But thankfully, this doesn't affect the drop gauge, which thankfully between episodes I still played as Sora, and I ended up fighting a whole bunch of the Dream Eaters. So I was able to, I think, get the drop decelerator, which should allow Riku to finish this level in one sitting. Also, again, we're still high leveled from a while back when I leveled up, so that should also help us. Let's see, I got a bronze diver. I don't know what the difference is, and we should be landing now.
Stop her!
Huh? You there. Have you seen a gypsy woman?
Nope. Sorry.
All right. Thanks. I'm terribly sorry, sir. We've lost her.
Slippery vermin. I'm beginning to question having summoned you back from the wars, Captain Phoebus.
Thank you. You stood up for me. I'm Esmeralda.
Riku. And it's not like I know what a gypsy is. Why are they chasing you?
Judge Frollo has been hunting us for years. We gypsies are guilty of nothing but loving our freedom. Yet Frollo hates whatever he can't control. Now he's even brought in fresh blood to torment us. I'd hate to know what darkness drives that man.
I think I can imagine. Tell me more. Was he always like this?
I don't give Frollo much thought. But, if you'd like, you could try Notre Dame. They say it's a place for answers.
Okay, apparently I didn't turn my microphone off during that cutscene, so I'll just have to edit that out in post. But yeah, so we're back in the square over here. So now you're probably wondering, because this is something I was wondering when I first played, was how exactly is this working from a story perspective? So we've already seen, like in in Birth by Sleep, we've already seen how the plot can divide itself among 3 characters. So with Birth by Sleep, it was very much like a timeline thing. So like Terra was in one part of the world at one point in time, and Ven was in another part of another section, and that's why we couldn't go everywhere. So for the most part, Sora and Riku will go to the same areas. For the most part, there's a few select zones where it's kind of exclusive to them and them only. But for the most part, you are kind of traveling through the same bit. So for the Hunchback world here, I think everything's pretty much the same. I think Riku gets one extra little section. He goes to the house, the windmill that they set on fire in the movie. So the question might be, how exactly is this working? Is this a timeline thing? Is this not? Because this seems to be just the part. Well, this seems to be the part in the movie where Esmeralda runs away from Frollo at the Feast of Fools, and then she disappears, and Phoebus is looking for her. We didn't see that in Sora's part. So the way I like to describe it, because I don't think we've ever gotten an official answer as to how this all lines up and ties together, timeline-wise, is that basically Riku and Sora are playing through 2 halves of the movie. And I'll shut up here for the cutscene.
Is anybody here?
Who are you?
I'm Riku.
Oh, my name's Quasimodo. I'm very sorry, but the Archdeacon is away.
Actually, I'm looking for a man named Frollo. Do you know where he is?
My master? He said he had business on the outskirts of the city.
Do you mean you know him?
Oh, yes. He's very kind. Master Frollo saved my life. He protects me from the outside world.
He protects you from it?
The people out there would be cruel to me. I'm a monster, you know.
Is that what Frollo told you? Trust me, looks can be deceiving. A good friend sees you for who you are, no matter what face you wear. You should go out there, find some friends who understand you.
Oh no, my master forbid not to set foot outside.
Are you sure that's what's stopping you? Because I think something else is holding you back. Ask your heart, Quasimodo. I'll check the edge of town. Thanks. Wish I could take my own advice.
So I think we can probably go back in here and grab the chest, but in the interest of speeding things along, I'm gonna just mostly stick to the beaten path since I'm already pretty much a high level and shouldn't have to do too much grind. So at least not for now. Maybe by the post game I might need to do it a couple times, but should be okay. Also, I forgot what level I put this game. I did not put this game on proud mode because I wanted this to be a much lighter experience. So hopefully I shouldn't have to do too much grinding anyway. I'm just trying to keep ahead. And I haven't died all playthrough yet, so that's a bonus. So yeah, basically what I was saying with like how this works with what we're experiencing. We're basically getting sandwiched versions of the movie. So you'll probably already notice like some lines have been repeated from the film that we didn't hear as Sora that we're hearing now is Riku, and there's things from Sora's section that we're not going to see here in Riku's section. So for example, the Feast of Fools thing where Quasimodo was on the elephant thing, that didn't happen here, but we got like some of the other lines from the movie. So I think what they tried to do here was instead of giving it like, oh, Sora came first and then he leaves when like, let's say Frollo like brings Phoebus in to start searching for the gypsies, and that's where Sora leaves, and then Riku picks it up at the end of that. And so instead of doing that, they kind of just said, okay, let's sort of do two versions of the same world. Kind of cool, kind of an interesting way to play around with, you know, perspective of story rather than just having us do the same thing multiple times. I'll give it that. There's a lot of games out there in the world where there's multiple characters, and some of them are really, really boring as hell because you go through the same thing with each character. So it's like, oh, we gotta do the whole thing over again. We gotta do the whole thing over again. I'm trying to think of like one good example of a game. I think like Sonic Adventure was kind of a lot like that. The first Sonic Adventure was kind of like, you know, you get to play everything as Sonic, and then you have to do everything as Tails again, and you know, it kind of wears on you after a while doing the same thing over and over again. And yeah, there's some different characters in there that, you know, have different story beats, but I think mostly Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic all had like kind of the same thing going on. So it was definitely a bit tiresome after the first go. I think even like a good game, probably like Suikoden 3, if anyone's ever played that, old game. But that's like another perspective thing. You play 3 characters and you get 3 different perspectives of the story, and occasionally it bleeds into the other characters' stories, sort of like Dream Drop Distance. But I will say that Kingdom Hearts definitely does it the coolest, where they'll give you sort of 3 random versions of the story. Like we got to play as Terra, Aqua, and Ven, and all 3 of their stories were, for the most part, it was different. Yeah, a couple of things bled into each other. I think the mirror thing from the Snow White world was probably the worst example of boring repetitiveness, because it kind of just was like, well, we can't think of anything cool, so we're just gonna throw you the mirror fight again. Also, I should probably be linking up with my Dream Eaters, because if I don't, we won't be able to get all the cool stuff. No.
A Dream Eater. And a big one. What? Not like this is fair. No use. I gotta run for it.
Alright, so we got the Were-Goyle thing. So this was what we were fighting with. I think this is the same thing we fought with Sora. So we have to kind of run away from him. We can't actually fight him right now, but I am going to try to fight off the Dream Eaters here because I am high leveled and I shouldn't really be taking too long to kill them. So it's always good to level up and stay one step ahead of the game. Also, I probably should link. I don't know if I want to link now because I don't know if I want to link right now, just because I don't know if there's something harder coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of all the leveling up stuff in between episodes. Like at the end of an episode, I'll probably go into the menus and I'll fiddle around with that stuff. Because again, we're not on proud mode, so I shouldn't have to do too much with the. And I can't move that anymore. Let's see, we're gonna have another. Yeah, that's what I figured. Another batch of. I keep wanting to say unversed, but it's not unversed. It's well, technically they're not Dream Eaters. They're technically nightmares, and the Dream Eaters are the ones that help us. But I think they're all Dream Eaters. I mean, I think the spirits are the good ones. I think that's how they come across that. Right, let's keep going. There should be another. Yep, figured there was one more group of baddies. I mean, just call them baddies. Maybe that'll help me. Because trust me, I am not really gonna level up. And you know, I should just shut up because there I go. I level. I meant that in more of I won't be leveling up frequently. I'll be doing it infrequently probably. I think I'm gonna talk over this. I don't think this is a cutscene. It looks like it's still running in. I think sometimes you can tell, like if it looks like it changed engines, like it's not the fighting engine. I'm gonna link actually here in a second. And this guy's still chasing me. Yeah, I love Riku's things when he merges with the Dream Eaters because he gets like cool like power up things. Sora does like combo moves, like where they'll do like a one-off thing and then that's it, they die and that's the end of it. But Riku gets like these cool little transformations. So, like now he's got these bat wings and stuff. Well, I think I said this when I did it in Traverse Town. But yeah, you gotta change up the Dream Eaters The only thing I don't like is that you can sometimes get stuck up in the air, and you're seeing it now. Like I'm kind of stuck in this aerial position. You're gonna have to use like certain things to like break out of that. So yeah, you need to keep linking with the spirits to open up different paths on the ability board. And I finally read, because I was always interested in this, so I thought changing the spirits would change what moves I was learning. But I now learned that everything in the support section, the red ability moves, they'll stay once you learn them, but everything else changes based on what dream meters you have equipped, which I guess is kind of a cool way of making you want to keep switching them out to get better abilities and stuff based on like what bosses you're fighting and stuff. I mean, granted, there isn't anything like 110% challenging in this game. It's pretty fair. It's not even really like a secret boss. There isn't a, like, for those that are expecting like another thing at the end here with like the Xemnas fight from Kingdom Hearts 1 or the Lingering Well fight from Kingdom Hearts 2. Nah, there really actually isn't anything like that in Dream Dark Distance. I think because they can't really make us fight anybody else anymore. There's really nobody left. We kind of came with all the characters that we need to fight at this point. Alright, so I'm gonna head this way. We're gonna head to the Court of Miracles sections of the graveyard. Bet you another cutscene.
Stand aside, Captain Phoebus.
I will not. What have these people done wrong?
I have proof this family gave harbor to gypsies.
That's not a crime.
I can think of few crimes that are greater.
No. What demon is this?
Oh, you are mistaken, Captain Phoebus. This is no demon. It is righteous judgment. I have been granted this power so that I may smite all gypsies now and forever.
This is all wrong.
He won't listen. Once you've fallen that far, there's almost no coming back.
How dare you? I am a virtuous man. Good and evil shall be made plain. Once the gypsies face the fires of...
No, you don't!
You all right?
Well, I can't say you didn't warn me.
You should take it easy. I'll deal with Frollo.
Thanks. Gotta tell you, this is embarrassing having to rely on a kid.
You wouldn't be the first. Sorry.
I'll admit, you look more capable than me right now. All right, be careful. It looks like that creature is heading for the cathedral.
Okay, got it.
You've come to Paris in her darkest hour, Captain. It will take a firm hand to save the weak-minded from being so easily misled.
Misled? Sir?
For 20 years, I have been taking care of the gypsies. And yet, for all my success, they have thrived. I believe they have a safe haven within the walls of this very city.
What are we going to do about it, sir?
Stamp them out, one by one.
You make your point quite vividly, sir.
Yes, I still don't know how I feel about that whole flashbacky thing. Also, yeah, there you go, the whole Paris burning thing. So yeah, like Riku gets this area with the windmill that doesn't get set on fire for some bizarre reason, probably due to technical limitations of the 3DS when this came out. But yeah, so we get sort of like different pieces, and I still don't know how I feel about the flashback bits, like showing us what happened before we got here. I don't know, I like a linear story, like going from point A to point B like we've always kind of had. This is the first game that really plays around with like that too, where it's not just a linear narrative. So like we missed obviously when we got here a bunch of like the backstory stuff, but we're not seeing that like happen in real time. We're seeing that in those flashback bits, the mementos as it were. So the mementos work as both kind of like I think that's something I can add to the I think it's something I can add to Riku's movement abilities. Hold on, I should check that out. Let me just take care of this. I'm gonna try not to rely on the flow motion moves all that much. I feel like I do that way too frequently. and it makes the game a little bit too easy, especially on the lower difficulties. I feel like you can easily spam. That's why I'm so happy. Like, I think if the next little the tech demo game that's on this collection, the 0.2 Birth by Sleep thing, if that's any indication as to how Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to play, then I think they fixed the flow motion problem. Because this was something I was having issues with even when I was playing the 3DS version to begin with. It was like, ooh, you can kind of spam these moves a lot, and I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's see, can we change anything here? Oh, that's not impact, that's new. Sliding crescent. Let's see, can I do anything with that? Jump. Yeah, it should give me like another move to hit into enemies. Might be cool to have. So yeah, basically what happened was we got a different area here. So we went to the. Uh-oh. Oh, but hopefully I don't keep doing that because it kind of the animation frames kind of. Now Riku can still do this. Also, I think he walks a hell of a lot faster. Really, they work a hell of a lot faster than they did in the other game. So you really don't need to rely so much on like their dodge rolling and stuff. And I think I went just right. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go too crazy with looking for chests or anything right now. I'm just sort of gonna make my way through like I did in the first Kingdom Hearts playthrough, where I just sort of anything that magically pops up in front of me, I will deal with. Anything that is not near me, I will not go too far out of my way and go crazy with. I don't really need the chest. It's a lot of. It's mostly the ability. It's not really anything interesting. It's more of a tools for the Dream Eaters, the playing stuff, which I'll show off in one of the ending episodes because we won't really have a lot to do post game. There really isn't anything I'm gonna really be showing you guys post game with this one. We're just sort of gonna finish and call it quits. And I see you get the nice fire thing in the background. Very nice effect. I mean, I will say this. This game does look amazing on the PS4. Like, I mean, it's obviously a little barren because you know the 3DS obviously had limitations and the PS4 doesn't. But this runs so smooth. Like it wasn't this smooth on the DS. Like it was fine. It wasn't like it was, oh my god, terrible lag or anything like that. It was like running really low. And I'm not really a stickler for frames or anything like that. I really don't care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it when a game moves smoothly, but I'm not going to be there telling you, oh, the game is garbage because it's not running at a full 60, 30. I don't even know what the difference is, honestly. It just runs a little smoother. I guess it's for like different immersion and stuff. But I don't know, too smooth and I don't know, I feel like it'll have problems if it like has a lot of action on screen. And I can't hold any more of that in anything because I've already overdone it. So yeah, I shouldn't have any problems. And the good thing is the Dream Eaters will level up. That's really what I'm kind of banking on here. And it should bring us back to town. Hopefully there's nothing to really do in town. Also, for those watching, this is a bit of a first episode because I've changed to something with my Roxia settings. Also, I love the little fire barrel things to represent like the city's on fire. Again, technical limitations of the hardware. It's just it's not the game's fault. It's just it's a DS game running on a PS4. Obviously, it's not going to look amazing. But yeah, this is the first time I'm using a different like bit rate for my video quality. So hopefully, because I noticed I actually haven't been really looking at all the videos. I've just been watching pieces of them, and I started to notice watching some back that the screen kind of tears at certain points. It's not terrible, but it's kind of annoying, I guess. And so hopefully this has fixed it, or at least brought it down a little bit. And I'm using a filter over the microphone, so if I say any words, mostly my P's, because I tend to stress the P a little too much, so it kind of makes like the poo sound, and there's like you can hear the spit into the microphone. So I kind of wanted to stop that too, so I got a filter on Amazon, which should be hopefully making. Yeah.
Is she going to be all right?
I'm fine. Thanks to Quasimodo.
Quasimodo. Where did the creature go?
It's up there.
Right.
Wait. Wait, I'll go with you.
Thanks, but stay with her. Quasimodo. Did your heart have the answer?
Alright, let's start making our way into the. I don't think you can go up this way, like around the side, because I think the middle of the cathedral has like a. I think it's walls.
Well, I guess You three got this covered.
It was a walk in the park.
How would you know? You don't have any legs.
Yeah, but... Aw, give me a break. It's just a figure of speech.
Both of you pipe down and get ready, because here comes some more.
Yeehaw!
It's up there.
Little cutscene there, and I think we're just gonna head off. I do like the stained glass thing, how it makes like the fire thing. That's a nice effect. Let's hit the steps. I think that.
Yes, let it burn. The flames will consume everything. You see? This is the power that has been granted to me.
I see a sad old man with a dark heart.
Again, you are wrong. Now you will be judged, just like the rest. Judgment is mine!
You're Ansem! Why are you here?
Your best friend is never far.
So sad. The cost of yielding to the darkness.
You could write a book about
But I embrace the darkness. And unless you hurry up and learn to do the same, your story will end just like his.
I walk the road to dawn.
Still afraid of the dark, I see.
Wait! He thinks I'm afraid of the dark? No. Not while I have the Keyblade. It will guide me to the light!
So that was a little weird. Ansem. How is Ansem standing there? Wasn't he gone too? We're seeing a lot of weird things here in the world of sleep. But anyway, we've got to fight this gargoyle guy again, and this time he's a little bit more annoying. I like the little stained glass things he throws at you. He's a little bit more annoying this time because unlike with Sora's thing, he sometimes goes to the edge of the cathedral and we can't really go get him. I think you can go out to the edge. Let me check. Yeah, it gives you like this updraft with the heat, which is actually kind of weird. Kids, in real life though, you can't jump off a building and use the giant flames of a giant flame pit to kill your enemies. It doesn't work that way. So, also I did pretty good with this level. That was the other reason why I was kind of hesitant to go spend a lot of time exploring, because I want to be able to beat these worlds off in one go. I don't want to have to like stop and drop and restop. Not roll. That's a different thing. And he's gonna throw me down. No, I forgot he does that. Come on, come on, come on. This is a good time to use some of my reactions. See, this is a fight where you can't really rely too heavily on. I think I hit the Link event. Did damage him a little bit, but you can't really rely too much on the flow motion stuff here because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, but that sliding crescent thing is good. A nice way to. All right, let's finish him off. Got maximum HP, and I got new drop bonuses. I don't know what that means. Sorry guys, it's the most recent game in the series for the most part. I haven't really played this one to roll that much, just the one time on the DS and then the one time on the PS4, so twice in my whole life, so. And we get a little recap from Kingdom Hearts. I wonder how much of this is actually... Yeah, they pretty much do the important beats for the most part. For those that are worried that like Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't going to like explain everything, there's been an official update on the Kingdom Hearts Twitter page saying in the last couple of days that I think on like day 1 or day 2, there's going to be like a patch for something called the Kingdom Hearts Memories, which is going to basically be these little digestible recaps of what happened in the previous game. So that's probably good for anyone that doesn't have a PS4, because if you're playing this on the Xbox One, if you're pre-ordering Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Xbox One, you probably never had a PlayStation, or maybe you've never played the PlayStation games, because if you've only been a Microsoft gamer, you probably never played them. I don't know why they didn't release the collections on the Xbox, especially when they did the Story So Far collection, which I bought because I'm insane, and it's really just the other two discs put together, but I'm insane, so I bought it anyway. Yeah, I don't really know why they didn't do that, so yeah, that's probably going to be your best thing. But these things are pretty cool. I might read these at the end, but not right now.
Master Frollo, he made me live inside the bell tower, but the real walls were the ones I built around my heart. You helped me see that, Riku.
I was speaking from personal experience.
I'd say you still keep a lot locked inside.
We all do that sometimes. There are just some things we need to keep separate from the world at large. At least until we have time to figure them out.
I know the road my heart walks.
We got Guardian Bell, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to put on. I'll try that out right now, actually.
Hey, Axel. You haven't forgotten.
Hmm? What?
You made us a promise.
I did?
That you'd always be there. To bring us back.
Yeah.
Got it memorized?
Best friends forever. Where? What happened to me? Roxas. That's me. Dylan. Alias. Evan. Yenzo. We're people again. But only the ones who joined the organization here. I guess Xehanort doesn't count. But where are Braig and Isa?
So we had a little Chronicle of 3 Fight over 2 days, but that cutscene was a little bit interesting. So yes, Axel is no longer Axel anymore, because you'll notice, and the reason why I'm leaving this picture on is, like, you look under Axel's eyes, you'll notice those two little, like, tear marks. He doesn't have those anymore because he's a person again. So yes, all the members of the organization, the original, I think it should be the original 8, are all back to being people again. Because I guess similar to what we learned at the end of Recoded was killing off somewhere out there in the world, I guess in the first game or somewhere along the line, Sora must have killed a Heartless belonging to them, and then we killed their nobody form and basically brought them all back. To be honest, I do think this is a little cheap, the whole way that they retconned this, and it looks like they've done this with all the other members too at this point. At this point, we didn't know if everybody was back, but as trailers have now shown us for Kingdom Hearts 3, a couple of the other organization members are clearly alive and kicking too, so it's not really much up for a surprise or for debate, but I don't know how I really feel about this one thing in the Kingdom Hearts series. I get it kind of made sense for, I guess, Xehanort to do it, because, like, he's the main bad guy and we needed to fight the main bad guy before the end, but I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a cheap way to bring them all back. However, we don't really know what side of the schism they're on right now, whether they're going to be Team Sora or Team Xehanort at this point. So I guess that's kind of what the next game and this game are kind of banking on, with us kind of guessing what's going to happen next. So yeah, there's a recap for days, but we're not going to skip that. And that should blow us back to the world map. Fingers crossed. Yeah, okay. So that's good. I'm going to check out the Keyblade right now before we say goodbye, because that was about a 30-minute episode. So, and I know these aren't going to be as short as the Birth by Sleep ones are, but yeah, we need to get this stuff done. Alright, so let's go to the main menu. Let's go to items. Keyblades. Guardian Noise brings up magic. Not really necessary. I'll say screw it. Alright, so we're going to end it off here. We did a lot today. So on the next episode, we're going to jump back. Well, I'm going to jump back into the city and wait till the timer runs out. And then I will pick up with you good people. And I'll meet you guys back here. I believe our next world should be the Grid. So we're going to go to another brand new Disney world. It's all brand new worlds for the most part here in Dream Raptors things, except for I think 2 that are kind of sort of not, well, I guess the other one kind of counts. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, so we'll be going to the Grid on the next episode. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next part.